Good morning, Cafe and Carolina Premium Beverage team members. Today's brand education is on Icehouse. The first point I'd like to bring out about Icehouse that makes it clearly unique and innovative is that Icehouse, at the time, was the very first domestically brewed ice beer in America. So it clearly claims as being the first and original. It was brought out in 1993 by Miller Brewing Company at the time, and it was really designed to do and address two things that were going on in the beer category at that time. The first was a soft industry or soft category in general, and the second was there was this new emergence of microbreweries that were just starting to hit the scene in the early 1990s that the large breweries were taking note of. So to address the first concern of a soft industry in general, Miller Brewing wanted Icehouse to be an innovative brand that would bring new attributes to consumers that they had never experienced before. So they developed this ice brewing technique where they would brew the beer at below freezing temperatures, creating these ice crystals before aging that generated a softer, more palatable, smoother finishing lager than before. And it also, one of the attributes of the ice beer process is it elevated alcohol by volume percentages. So when Icehouse was first developed, it came in at a 5.5% alcohol by volume. Compare that to the light beers of the day, which were coming in at 4.2%. Icehouse offered a 30% higher alcohol by volume product that had a very smooth, never watered down finish that really was going to be something innovative for consumers to try. Regarding the microbrewery aspect of the brand, when Miller introduced Icehouse, they introduced it under a Plank Road Brewery label. Now, while the Plank Road Brewery was no longer a functioning brewery in the 1990s, it is actually the original brewery that Frederick Miller purchased back in 1855. So when Miller brought out Icehouse under the Plank Road Brewery, it was really a division of Miller at the time and served as that moniker that also portrayed a craft brewery image, and it worked. And to tell you how it worked, let me tell you, when Icehouse was introduced in 1993, it was clearly a new sensation. The industry had seen nothing like it prior to it other than Miller Lite when it was introduced in 1975 that had such a profound impact on the industry. And to give you some perspective of the size and scope and strength of Icehouse, even to this day, if we broke out Icehouse as a separate supplier, it would be the second largest supplier at Cafe, and it would be the third largest supplier here at Carolina Premium Beverage, outselling the entire beer portfolios of Boston Beer, Heineken USA, Yuengling, Diageo, among all the other brands. So it is to say it reached its size and scope was significant would be an understatement. It clearly did. The other thing to bring out is that to validate its taste, Icehouse has won gold medals at the Great American Beer Festival. It won gold medals in 2003, 2007. It won the gold medal at the World Beer Cup in 2006, along with a silver medal in 2002 and a bronze in 2012. So clearly the awards validate the fact that Icehouse has and does deliver on exceptional smooth taste and attributes as well. To continue with innovating under Icehouse, Molson Coors came out in 2012 with Icehouse Edge. This was going to be a high gravity lager that was still ice brewed, but it would bring even a higher alcohol by volume to the segment. And at that time, there was this growing consumer segment that was seeking higher alcohol by volume. So Molson Coors came out with Icehouse Edge in 2012, and again, another massive success. To put it in perspective, we sell over 350,000 cases, of Icehouse Edge between our two locations, which is massive, making it one of the largest brands or even suppliers that either house would carry. So to say that was a success, again, would be also an understatement. The Icehouse Edge clocks in at an impressive 8% alcohol by volume, which is almost 50% greater than Icehouse Original. And again, as I mentioned, we've had nothing but clear success with this brand. Now, much to our dismay, in 2021, Molson Coors elected to discontinue Icehouse Edge due to production issues and constraints. It severely impacted us across the South, where Icehouse was a larger brand than almost anywhere in the nation. And so that had some significant effects on us, and it was devastating that we lost that brand. However, I'm very proud to announce that today, September 19th is the official date. They are bringing Icehouse Edge 24 ounce back to both our markets, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be able to go back and launch Icehouse Edge into both of our markets. The current target date for this is September 19th. Our actual date for this is going to be when the first case arrives here. That's when we're going to start selling it. So whenever it gets here, we're going to start selling Icehouse Edge again in the market, and we couldn't be more thrilled. To give you what the attributes are for these, Icehouse Original is 5.5% alcohol by volume, has 153 calories, is 14.8 IBUs. It's golden brown in appearance. It is a moderate aroma with kind of a slight estery notes. It's got medium body and a moderate mouthfeel, and as always, a very smooth finish. And it pairs well with chicken, seafood, and hot dogs. Icehouse Edge is 8% alcohol by volume, 215 calories with very low IBUs. It's a dark golden appearance with a satisfying malt character and a very smooth finish as well. It pairs well with spicy foods, burgers, pizza, and I would especially say Uber and Lyft. Anyway, that's it for this week's brand education. I hope that we will all celebrate and revel in our bringing back Icehouse Edge starting in September, and we'll be all part of that new brand introduction. So thank you and cheers.